She goes, glucose. And straight away I'm thinking, so this woman wants me to break my fast with sugar. Hi YouTube, hope you're all doing okay. As usual, I'm getting straight into the video. So following on from my previous video about how I lost 30 pounds during lockdown, I've got 20 pounds left to go, guys. I just wanted to talk about a few things in detail that I didn't go into detail about in the video because the video was just ridiculously long. Sorry, I have my nails done now. They haven't been done throughout lockdown, so now I feel the need to use my hands when I talk. Just love it when my nails are done. So, first thing on my list, if I look down, I've got my notes here. The first thing on my list is to talk about cravings, because I feel like cravings is the thing that kind of, well, I don't know about you, but cravings is the thing that I feel messed me up so many times in the past. Because if I was doing really well, not necessarily fasting, you know, just eating well or doing OMAD, it's the cravings that I would normally give into, and then it would just send me on this downward spiral. So I'll be doing well, I'll crave for, let's say, a donut, because it's not always a donut. Like, I'm not in love with donuts like that, you know, but I do like donuts. So we're going to use donuts as the example. So I'm doing really well with my eating, and then I crave a donut, I eat the donut, and then I'm like, well, I've already had one, so I feel like another one. And because sugar's addictive, guys, sugar is just not, it's not good for you. I'm not going to pretend I don't have sugar. I do have sugar sometimes, like when I'm not fasting, but it's just so not good for us, and it's so addictive. So if I eat something like a donut, I want more and more and more, and it's just not good. So what I would say is, I did kind of touch on this in my last video, but for me it was coffee. I'd have coffee, I'd have it with almond milk if I had almond milk in, and it's just like, yeah, people say coffee or coffee with milk will break a fast, but at this point I'm just like, is it really that deep? I'd rather have coffee with milk than a donut. Do you know what I mean? And that coffee with that coffee with that donut, that coffee with that milk can keep me okay and stop me from eating junk or stop me from breaking a fast. So it just makes sense. You know, sometimes we just have to use our common sense sometimes. Will it break a fast? Yeah, likely, but it will stop me from eating a donut. Do you know what I mean? So with cravings, do some research and find out what works for you. I did touch on saying that apple cider vinegar is supposed to suppress the appetite, and so is a pinch of salt. And I mentioned bone broth, but because I've not had it, I don't know how good it is and how that affects the scale if you are fasting. So this kind of information I'm giving you is more geared to, this information I'm giving you is more related to someone who's fasting and how to deal with things like, so we just start with cravings, and now I'm going to go on to talking about people, and then I'm going to talk about this scale, and then I'm going to talk about social events, and then I'll talk about the refeed. So people, this is a tricky one. So there are going to be people in your life who, as much as they love you and care about you, they do not understand or may not respect when you say you're not eating today, or you're only eating once today, or you're intermittent fasting, so you're only eating within a certain window, and they might think, what are you talking about? Just eat. And it's important that as long as you know what you're doing, you're able to articulate yourself in a way where you let people know, because they are your loved ones and they probably just want some company to eat, or they probably just want the best for you. They probably just don't understand. So it's not about biting anyone's head off, although I have done that myself. Not without warning first though. You know who you are. Yeah, just let them know, oh, okay, so these are the benefits of fasting, or these are the benefits of intermittent fasting, these are the benefits of alternate day fasting, this is why I'm fasting, and I would really appreciate it if you could respect my choices, why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I just feel like that's, you know, it's a nice way, if somebody doesn't understand fasting, just to let them know what it's about, why you're doing it. But personally, for me, the reason why I've had to snap once or twice or 3 times is because I'm so passionate about this topic, because I've always done a little bit of fasting here and there, especially intermittent fasting. But what got me into hardcore fasting was when I listened to one of Cole's video, to do with the snake diet, and I realized that you can do prolonged fasting. So when I realized that you can do it and the benefits of it and how it can help you not just physically to lose weight, but help you to be healthier, I thought this is for me, because as I've said many times on the channel, I've had 2 very bad psoriasis outbreaks that covered most of my body. And in doing my research on how could I fix it, that's how I came across the prolonged fasting. So I would definitely say it's the fasting that cleared up the psoriasis and is the reason why to this day I don't have not one flare up on my body, and I haven't had for a long time. So because I'm passionate about not just weight loss but also being healthy, if somebody I feel is going to come in and try and throw me off track, even though they know what I'm trying to do, I will snap. So I'll give that, that little one warning, if you like. Warning sounds a bit harsh. I will give that one talking to and say, like, this is why I'm doing it. Please appreciate it. Please respect it. And if I feel like I'm not being respected or almost like forced to eat, I can be very assertive when I want to be. And I found that it has helped. And I love everybody around me. I really do, even if they want me to eat all the time. But I do love myself, and I know why I'm doing what I'm doing. So my lesson or my little teaching of today is try not to let anybody else sway you, because only you can see your vision and you know what you're doing for your life. So that's my little talk on people. The scale. Do not let the scale demotivate you. Throughout my 30-pound weight loss, I realized that the scale was a little bit deceitful at times, and I had a couple of times where my son did actually take the scale away from me, put them upstairs in his bedroom, because I'd get up, get on the scale. So every morning before I have anything to drink, I'll get on the scale, and in most of the time it was going down. But the odd morning where it had gone up, and I thought, well, hold on a second, I haven't had a refeed, or I had a refeed and it was very clean within a 1 hour window. So I'd call him downstairs and Malika, look at the scale, and he'd be like, Mom, you look smaller, give me the scale. Like, the scale cannot just be relied on solely. You have to, again, use your common sense. Have you been eating clean? Have you been going to the gym? Have you been doing what you're supposed to be doing? If the answer is yes, then it's likely the scale is lying to you. Don't put so much into the scale. Do not let the scale affect your mood. Trust me, I've seen it for myself. Rely on things like your belt. Is your belt getting a bit looser? Is your dress or your trousers getting a bit looser? Go by things like that. Go by other people's feedback, what you see in the mirror. Because if you listen to that scale, in the past, the scale has actually stopped me fasting. Like, I literally went on the binge. Like, I'm not losing weight, what's the point? And I just start eating. So that's the scale for you. Social events. So I haven't come across this one too much, probably because the hardest fasting I've done has been in lockdown, so the restaurants were closed. But what I found was, say if there was a social event to go to and I wasn't fasting on that day, I would still be worried about what I ate when I went out to that social event, because I didn't want it to affect tomorrow's scale reading or tomorrow's kind of achievements. Or it would be a fasting day and I'd be invited somewhere and I'd be like, oh, I really want to go, but I'm fasting. And there's a lot of anxiety around that kind of thing. So my advice on social events is, it's not that deep. And what I mean by that is, if it's a fasting day and you know in advance that you want to go to this social event, let's say it's going out for a meal, then just jiggle your schedule around a bit. Make it so that you're fasting the day after if you didn't plan to, or fasting the day before. Or if you're doing intermittent fasting, make sure that that social event falls within your window. When you are eating out, be smart. If you're normally doing keto, try and stick to as keto as a meal as possible, rather than, oh, everybody's getting pasta and bread, so I'm going to get pasta and bread. Like, just remember that if your goal at the moment is weight loss, that food will still be there once you've lost the weight. So go to the social events that you don't feel lonely or isolated. Do that. But then while you're there, just have some sense about it. Don't go all out and order a bottle of wine, the biggest slice of cake. You got to make these little adjustments so that you can get to your goal and be happy that you got to your goal, and then live a more relaxed lifestyle. You know, this is a lifestyle, isn't it? You're not going to just lose the weight and go back to your old way of eating, because then you'll put all that weight back on. But just try and jiggle things around a bit. Don't get to a point where you're just like, I'm fasting, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not doing anything, because then the whole journey won't be enjoyable, will it? It will just be something that you resent doing. So yeah, just try and jiggle around your schedule, jiggle around your fasting days or hours, so that you can still socialise, but in a sensible way. Right, and then lastly, the refeed. The refeed, and I did a video about this a while back, but this time around I've realised just how serious the refeed is. Very important, it really is, because your refeed can just undo the previous week's weight loss if you're not sensible. But then also you still have to eat enough so that you have the energy to go ahead and carry on with that intermittent fasting, or with that OMAD or alternative day or 72, whatever you're doing. You want to make sure your refeed is right. Now what I found was, a couple of occasions I underate, because I was just so scared of putting on the weight. I underate, so the next day or the next 2 days afterwards I felt so weak. Let me just insert a quick story in here. So last week I was doing a 72-hour fast. I think to start the 72-hour fast, I had a meal that was, I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't enough, because I was just so like, I want to lose weight. And guys, you have to be sensible. Yes, we want to lose weight and we want to be healthy, but be sensible about it. So I'm thinking, I feel strong, I feel okay, I'm going to the gym fasted, I'm cool. I had a dentist appointment. This tooth has been giving me so much problems all year. Anyway, they started a root canal. So I was fasting. I think I was on within like probably 24 hours fasted or a bit more. I was lying on the bed. I don't like the dentist anyway. It already gives me this slight bit of anxiety. So my heart was beating a bit faster. So I just thought, okay, it will pass. It's just anxiety. So they put in the local anaesthetic, and then my heart started beating quite heavy. I could see I was wearing a hoodie, you know, they're quite thick, and I could see it moving up and down. I thought, what's going on here? If this can't be anxiety, because it doesn't usually last this long in the dentist. And then she's like doing what she's doing, and I'm thinking, oh, for God's sake, hurry up. And can I just say, I didn't feel weak and I did not feel hungry. I was just, you know, it was a regular fasting day. And then I started to feel nauseous, and then I started to feel dizzy. And normally, even if I'm feeling pain or whatever I'm feeling, I just let them get on with what they're doing. The quicker you can let them do it, the quicker I can get out of there. But I had to put my hand up. She said, put your hand up if you need me to stop. I put my hand up, and she didn't stop straight away. I couldn't talk because she had everything in my mouth, you know, everything. I was trying to say stop, and then so she stopped. I said, sit me up. I said, I feel nauseous. I need you to stop. So one of the dental nurses ran out the room. She came back with a cup. I said, what's in there? Like, what? You know, you just want me to drink it. What is it? She goes, glucose. And straight away I'm thinking, so this woman wants me to break my fast with sugar. Like, the first thing wasn't like, oh my God, okay, so, you know, something's going on with my body. I need to sort myself out, get better or whatever. The first thing I thought was, I don't want to break my fast, and I don't want to break my fast with sugar. But anyway, she said, have you eaten today? And I was like, I didn't want to say, you know, I'm 24 hours fasted, because a lot of people don't understand it. And then being a nurse as well, and I think they know I'm a nurse, I didn't want to seem like unprofessional, because I know that a lot of mainstream people just don't understand fasting. So I was like, no, I haven't eaten. Is it important to eat before a dental appointment? Like, acting kind of stupid. But anyway, I just had a sip of the glucose. I said, okay, I'll break my fast with something healthy when I get home, but I'm not drinking all of this glucose. I'm not doing it. So what am I talking about? The refeed. I think if I had refed better the previous day, I would have been all right. But also, I'm starting to think I probably should have ate that morning, to be honest. I think it's as soon as the local anaesthetic went in, everything went worse. So when I stood up now, I said, please just hurry up. When I stood up, I felt very weak. My heart was just racing really bad. I felt woozy. I was like, oh my goodness. And then it's also getting harder for me to do the longer fasts, the smaller I get. So you have to listen to your body. This is a very, 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 very important note. Listen to your body. I don't care how desperate you are to fit into that dress. Be smart about it. So I went home and I broke my fast and I had a nice meal before jumping back into, I think I did a 48 or it could have been a 72. But yeah, listen to your body. The refeed is important. Don't do what I did and refeed on donuts or burgers. I did that a few times. So just be smart with your refeed. And you know what? You have to play around with food as well. I found something that worked for me that I really liked, that I didn't get bored of, and that I still lost weight the next day. So if you can do that, that's brilliant. For me, it was always a packet of sushi, a packet of grain salad, some orange juice and some fruit. I would feel full after that and I could go 3 days. On the 3-day fast, I would drink matcha green tea. That's supposed to help detoxify the body and help you lose weight and stuff. And I would also drink coffee with almond milk or regular milk if I didn't have almond milk. I don't like the taste of regular milk, so it would usually just be the green tea. But if I really felt like, oh my God, I want to eat, I'm feeling hungry, I'd have coffee, and which would have milk in it, and just regular water. So that's it. I hope these tips have helped. I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe, comment. I love interacting with you guys. And again, thanks for getting to this point in the video. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Talk to me nice.